Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Troll.
(1973 to 1976). Welcome back, baseball fans, of 1973-76 Carryover League. And we're back into some interleague action. A best-of-3 series between the Cubs and the Expos, if you're wondering. Expos have been relocated to the American League East as they had no more room in the National League East in our realignment. So they're in the same division with the Indians, Tigers, and the Ohio Players expansion franchise. Game 1 opened up in Wrigley Field, and Expos sent Dave McNally, traded for from Baltimore, versus Fergie Jenkins. McNally has a rough second inning. Double, single, walk, single, single, and an error. And it's a 4-1 game. Expos chip away. RBI single, Jerry White in the 5th. A double, Bob Bailey in the 8th. 6-3 game. Bruce Sutter comes on in the 9th inning. And the Cubs win. Cubs win. A hit and 3 strikeouts for Sutter. Fergie Jenkins, 8 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Dave McNally loses. 6-3, Cubs win. Game 2 is in Expo Land, which is Burlington, Vermont, 2 hours south of Montreal, in the relocation. Let's take a look at the standings overall. The American League is a jumble. It's a really packed tight this year in the American League. No one's running away with anything. Matter of fact, the Expos had the best record in the league until they lost. They're 10-7. That's it. Orioles 10-6. You got 12-9, 10-9, 9-10, 8-9, 9-8. Look at this, 8-9, 11-8, 11-9. Look at Oakland, 6-8. You see what I mean? And they're right in it. The big bad Oakland A's. National League, different story. It's been a disaster, unmitigated disaster for the Cubs this year, as everything that could go wrong has. Moreover, the Cardinals have flipped places. They were the team that had a dismal 2024. And now the Cubs are replacing them in that dismal cellar beneath the Pirates and Reds in either order. Yeah. But the Cubs just won a game, their 3rd win. If they get this win and go 4-11, then who knows, right? If they win the next couple series, then they go in the postseason tournament and pull some upsets, they could get to A, maybe 500, and B, possibly a wild card. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Let's go to Expo Land here for Game 2. Interesting pitching matchup. The Cubs will send Doug Rao. I don't think he ever pitched for the Cubs, but they got him out of the Dodgers system. 16-game winner with a 2.57 ERA and 231 innings in 76. This is one of the top lefties of that year, folks. And for the Cubs, who always had a dearth of lefties, they finally got a good one, joining Russell and all the other guys. The Expos will send the very young Steve Rogers, his first year in the league, when he blew into town with a 10-5 record, 134 innings, and a 1.54 ERA. Now, of course, he'd be the ace for a decade or beyond, but he wouldn't pitch as good as this, as a starter 8, who just is incredible. Let's get started. Leading off for the Cubs, Jose Cardinal, 55, second X. Ron Hunt at second, a 4.18, and he makes the play. Del Unser, 55, rolls to second. Madlock, 212, pops to first. Bottom of the first, it's Ron Hunt, 35, single 1 of 3. He gets it. Jerry White, 2-9, fielder's choice. Mike Jorgensen, 56, second X. Second baseman is Jack Deadblow Hammer, a 4.12. And it's a double play. Top of 2. Tim Hosley, 47. On a 10 single, gets it. Billy Williams, 65, flies to center. Andre Thornton, 37, walks. 2 on, 1 out for Ron Santo. Short X. Shortstop, Pepe Frias, a 3E22 for the Expos. And he surrenders a single. That's not good news. Bases are loaded for Kessinger. 2-7, base hit for Kessinger to center field. 1 run scores. Thornton is slow. He'll hold up. Bases loaded, 1 out. And it's Jack Dead Blow Hammer. 6-10 pops to third. And with 2 outs now, Cubs really want to capitalize on these bases loaded situations with more than a run. Jose Cardinal. 6-10 for righty. Third X. Third baseman. Oh boy. Bob Bailey's a 40-19 at third. And he surrenders a double. Well, we found one of the weaknesses of the Expos. They've got some spotty defense. Second and third, 2 outs. Del Unser. 56, flies to right. 3-0 Cubs. Gosh, it really boosts their spirits. They could get a 2-0 sweep after everything that's gone wrong to this point. Remember, we've only played 3 series. And we have 3 more series to play for the All-Star break. So, obviously, the first 3, nothing out of the Cubs. But if they win today and they win the next 2, then they can salvage some respectability and compete. Bob Bailey. 2-6 rolls a third. Larry Parrish, 64. Homer 1-13 off Rao. It's a two-base hit. Gary Carter rolls a short, and with 2 outs, it's Ron Fairley, 37's a walk. 2 on, 2 outs. Ellis Valentine flies to right field. Madlock, 110, is a single. Hosley, 5-10 on a walk. 2 on for Billy Williams, 4-11. Right X. Out in right field, you have Jerry White's at 2E12 in right field. He makes the catch. Andre Thornton, 49, is a walk. Rogers is better against lefties and righties, so it's not opportunistic, as the Cubs usually are loaded with righties. The only lefties in the lineup are Unser, Williams, Kessinger, and Brohammer. So it's good for the Cubs to send righties against Rogers. Your bases are loaded for Ron Santo. 1-9, ball for Ron Santo, 4-zip Cubs. Still loaded Kessinger. 110, center B question mark. Do we want to run Hosley? He's a 9. 10-11, -3 arm, no thanks. And with 2 outs, Jack Brohammer. 39, get your bases loaded walk anyway. Steve Rogers having a day to forget here. It's now 5-zip. Jose Cardinal, 6-12, rolls first. Not a good look today for the Expos. Pepe Frias, 2-7, pops a second. Ron Hunt, 1-6, base hit. Jerry White, 2-7, fielder's choice. Oh, actually, no, that's a base hit because you have to hold Ron Hunt on. He's also a B. They both are. On the corners, playing back and holding for Jorgensen. Fielder's choice, run scores. 5-1, runner at first, 2 outs, Bob Bailey. And he grounds a short. Into the 4th. Del Unser, 3-11. Lies right. Madlock, 2-10, third. Hosley, 35, walks. Billy Williams, 3-6. Homer, 1-14. It is gone. A 2-run blast, and the Cubs have a 7-1 lead. Andre Thornton, 1-5. Let's take a look at Andre Thornton. Boy, the Cubs are rolling today, folks. Turn the cameras on, and they're on fire. Andre Thornton, rookie year, 75. 18 homers, 450 plate appearances with 88 walks. A lot of walks for a rookie. Good eye. Hard to believe they would let this guy get to Cleveland and not hold on to him. They preferred Buckner, who they got from the Dodgers in a year or 2. But 1-5 is gone. It is 8-1. Ron Santo, 67, is a K. Bottom of the 4th. Larry Parrish, 39, short. Gary Carter, 1-2, short. And Ron Fairley, 210, flies it right into the 5th. Kessinger, 2-8, 3rd. Jack Deadblowhammer, 1-7, homer, 1-6, fly ball. He missed it. And with 2 outs, Jose Cardinal, 2-4, short. 8-1 Cubs. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right, Ellis Valentine. 410, 3rd X. Santos a 2E22, but he surrendered a single. Pepe Frias, 66. Double 1-10 is a double, 2nd and 3rd. Up top to Hunt. 1-7 is a single to right. Here come the Spos. 1 run scores, runner holds a 3rd in an 8-2 game. Jerry White. 1-5. Let's take a look at Jerry White's card in 1975. Hard to believe. Of all those young Expo outfielders, White arrived first. Probably the least known. Andre Dawson's not here yet, nor is Cromartie. We did promote Valentine this year. The young Expos. 1-5 is a double to center field. 1 run scores. 2nd, 3rd, no one out in an 8-3 game. Mike Jorgensen. 65, homer 1-11, fly ball the rest, and it's a sac fly. That's a break for Rao. 8-4, runner in scoring position for Bob Bailey. 3-10, flies left. And with 2 outs, Larry Parrish pops to first. 8-4 in the 6th. Cubs, gotta hang on to this one. My goodness. I mean, you gotta hold on to this. And I tell you what, they're going to play this like it's Game 7 of a World Series, because let's face it, folks, the Cubs are going to have to do this the rest of the year. Play for clinching. Play with their hair on fire just to get some decent 1-loss record. Dell Unser leads off in the 6th. 5-10, 3rd X. 3rd baseman Bob Bailey, 4-19. And that's an error. E5. Madlock, the DH, something they could not have done normally with Santo and Madlock playing at the same time. That's a single. Tim Hosley, 5-10 is a walk. Rogers, what a terrible day. Hit the walk on the 5-10 a few times. We're at the point where we got to hook this dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's put 15 guys on base and there's nobody out. We are going to pull the plug today. He just doesn't have it, folks. And we're going to try something else. They're going to go to their lone lefty in the bullpen, see if that can slow the Cubs down. And that's Mickey Scott. Mickey Scott, who I think pitched for the Cubs at one point in his career. He pitched for Baltimore. He pitched for California. In 76 for the Angels, 3-0 with a 3.23 ERA in 39 innings. Mickey Scott comes on in. 5 innings, 3 batters on the bases for Rogers. And it'll be the lefty Billy Williams. They're going to play back. 64, short X. They need a double play here to Frias. He's a 3.22. It's a single dot, and it's going from bad to worse. 9-4. Playing back Andre Thornton. Center B question mark. Do you want to run Madlock? Sure. Let's do that. Madlock's the 15, 16, 17. He scores on a sac fly. It's 10-4. First and second, 1 out, Ron Santo. 39, that's 6-4-3 double play, innings over. 10-4 Cubs. You know, the door was cracked open. The Cubs said, we need this too bad. We're just trying to, get some decency, just some respect in the league. Let's sweep the team in the American League with the best record for what that's worth. That's something the Cubs could put in their, that's a feather they can put in their cap, right? Bottom of the 6th, down by that many. Gary Carter leads off. 47 lines a third. Ron Fairley, 2-9, grounds a third. There's something kind of cool about the old school Expos meeting the new school Expos. And by old school, I mean Ron Fairley, Bob Bailey, to a certain extent Mike Jorgensen. He really wasn't there in the late part of the decade for them. And then the kids, Carter and Parrish and Valentine. And eventually next year, probably Andre Dawson and so forth. The Scott Sandersons will show up, the Charlie Lees and so forth and so on. That's when the Expos get to be a lot of fun. Here is Ellis Valentine. 2-9 for Ellis, he grounds it short. 10-4 in the 7th. Mickey Scott continues. It's Kessinger. 2-9 pops to first. Brohammer will exit versus the lefty, and they'll go with the Paul Popovich, the platoon mate. 1-7 rules to third. And back up top to Cardinal. 66 is a fly ball to center. Not bad for Mickey Scott. He's done decent. Stretch time here in Expo land, the land of the Expos, Burlington, Vermont, and you're one. You know what we did was, we did not want to make them the Washington Nationals. We said let's just take them down the border, put them in the American League. We'll just turn the blue in the big M here that I was for the exposition. That used to be blue. And we made it green now, as Vermont is the Green Mountain State. So the idea is this whole stadium is configured around Lake Champlain. And yeah, it's just a 2-hour drive straight south down from Montreal to Burlington, and boom, you're at the game. So that's how both countries get to appreciate this wonderful franchise, the Expos. Today's music, we have a native of Montreal, Quebec, the one and only Leonard Cohen's Songs from a Room, 1969, the follow-up of the Hall of Fame Songs of Leonard Cohen of 69. So we go from Suzanne and Traveling Lady in 69, 68, and 69, now we can find The Birds on the Wire. Eventually, we'll get to Tower of Song. I think that's the third record. But Leonard Cohen, the legend. The Expos can hang their hat on probably the most respected, critically acclaimed musician in the entire canon of the four-year carryover league. 10-4. Rao. He's got Suter backing him up, Don Hood, Burris frailing. He's a starter 7. If he stumbles at all in the 7th, they're going to hook him faster than a marlin. So, Pepe Frias leads off. 1-9 grounds is short. Ron Dog Will Hunt, 66. Double 1-10, that's a double. Jerry White, 2-7 rolls a short, and with 2 outs, Mike Jorgensen, 2-9 flies to center field. Mickey Scott will go a third inning as we have some lefties coming up. Del Unser flies right. Madlock, 62, rolls to first. And batting for Hosley, a more defensive-minded catcher, it'll be Randy Hundley. 57 is a single for Randy. That's all the Cub defense is in the game now. And here's Billy Williams again. 39's a walk. 2 on 2 outs for Andre Thornton, who homered earlier. 66 flies to center field. 10-4 game. Rao. We're gonna get him out of there after 7. We'll have Burris pitch the 8th. We can switch back to a lefty with Don Hood, and of course Suter's available if it gets dicey. All the defense the Cubs have is in the game. Ray Burris, let's give you his information. 101, 291 ERA, 65 innings. He was a closer last year, didn't do very well. Now he's better suited to be a setup guy, even better suited to be a starter, which will happen in a few years. He will face Bob Bailey. 37, single 1-12, gets it. Larry Parrish, 66, strikes out. Gary Carter, 311, is fielder's choice, and with 2 outs, Ron Fairley, 210, flies to right field. All right, we need a pitcher in the 9th inning. So Mickey Scott pitched this the 3 innings. We'll have Tom Walker in the 9th. Try and get this completed. He was an Expo in 74. Tom Walker, 4-5, 382 ERA in 92 innings. He will face Ron Santo. 2-6 rolls a short. Don Kessinger, 39 walks. Popovich, 4-4. Third X. Third baseman is Bailey, a 419. They are really struggling with defense. They've been exposed for what that's worth. Second and third, Jose Cardinal. 2-6, base hit center field. It is 11-4. On the corners for Del Unser, they got to bring the infield up. 47, that's a triple off of Tom Walker. It's Cub Day. The Cubs have arrived finally in 2025. Madlock, 49. This was a team with World Series aspirations who had an incredible draft. Just to recap, they upgraded Cardinal to one of his best years. They upgraded Madlock to his batting title, 354. Billy Williams and Santo continued their Hall of Fame careers. I think they're in the Hall of Fame. Let's see, what else did we do? Oh, we got Doug Rowell better. We made Fergie Jenkins a 25-game winner. We promoted a rookie named Bruce Sutter to close out games. What's there not to like about the Cubs? It just hadn't worked out this year. Hundley grounds out the end of the inning. But it's going now. 13-4 as they start filing out here to Lake Champlain to do some boating activities or so forth. Ken Frailing will come on in the ninth. The long man for the Cubs. Boy, that's cocky. That's how great it's... Frailing had hardly pitched this year because the Cubs have never been comfortably ahead before. But now they are. Frailing in 74 for the Cubs, 6-9, 3.89 ERA in 125 innings. He needs to get 3 outs. Tito Valentine, 65, pops to first. Pappy Frias, 1-8, rolls a short. And Ron Hunt, 1-8, singles. He goes down to second without a throw. Jerry White, 58, flies to center field. And once again, got to say it, Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win 13-4 after winning the first game 6-3. Take you right to the box and post game. Tom Walker in the ninth, 3 hits, 3 runs and a walk. 3 innings for Mickey Scott. A hit, a double play, 2 hits and a walk. Not bad for Mickey Scott. But a terrible day for Steve Rogers. An uncharacteristically terrible day for Steve. 8 hits. He gave up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Unreal. 10 runs. We'll call 8 earned. Be nice there. The Cubs walked 9 times and struck out once. That should tell you the potential this team has. I mean, they can hold water with the Reds and Pirates in their division. I mean, if you ever want to get into a slugfest with the Cubs, I'd watch out. If they get it all clicking, of course. But Doug Rowell does get the victory, of course. 9 hits and 4 runs. A walk, no strikeouts. 1-009, 0-109. 13-13, 4-11. 9-1, 1-1, 1-1, 9-1. The Cubs put 22 men on base. The Expos, 12. No dispute whatsoever who the better team was in this series. Matter of fact, if you were to tell me one of these teams had the worst record in the league and the other team had the best record in their league, I would have certainly flipped it. I would have said, well, the Cubs had that incredible draft. They had the best record in the National League. And the Expos are still the expansion 69 Expos and are struggling. That would have been a fable. It's not happening at all. We'll do the Expos first. They are now 10-8, right in the middle of the American League with a bunch of teams, right in the scrum. It's a rugby scrum, folks. Who knows what's going to happen? We might have to have a course in tiebreakers to figure out the American League this year. 10-8, they're hitting 266 with a 3.60 ERA. Steve Rogers falls to now 3-2. He's only given up 12 earned runs in 34 in a third inning. So he was pitching brilliantly until, well, this game you just saw. We do have 4 home runs for Bob Bailey and 17 RBIs. We also have 17 RBIs for Leroy Stanton, who was on the bench today. Surprising contribution there. Probably playing a little over their heads. Now your clubs, your Chicago Cubs, the Clubbies. 4-11 now. Well, They doubled the win total. They were 2-11. Now they're 4-11. They're hitting now 242 after that slugfest. That's getting better. 4.08 ERA. Bruce Sutter, let's start at the back end. He's 1-2, and has given up 3 runs in 6 innings. 2 losses. Let's say he wins those games. Then they're 6-9, right? So maybe Sutter, as a rookie, just blew a few games. And how about Fergie Jenkins? 1-4 with an ERA around 4, 3 complete games. Power department, Thornton 3 homers and 9 RBIs. In batting average, Madlock's 19 for 64. He's hitting 297, so there you are. He's hitting 60 points below what he should be hitting. Though most people would be glad to be hitting 297. We've played 264 games this year. We are hitting 268 with a 3.95 ERA. And one more big picture look at the Cubs now. Well, there they are. Are they near anybody else? They're near the Mets. The Mets fell. They stumbled against the Phillies. Who else are the Cubs near? You got to pass them one at a time. Here you go. Here's some bottom feeders the Cubs can get past. And even the Astros have struggled a lot lately. Meanwhile, in the American League, look at this craziness. Who's who? Just pull the names out of a hat. I mean, you got 10 and 8, 7 and 8, 10, 9, 10, 7. Everybody's winning a couple games of each other here. Interleague play, this division went down 2, and this division went up 2. They're 3 over 500 in this division. Well, it makes sense. You got the Cubs, Reds, Pirates. You put the Cubs in the American League, they might have a chance. In the National League, I'm almost going to call it right now: Phillies, Pirates, Reds. A team from the expansion division, Giants, probably Dodgers. It's going to be really hard to get somebody else involved in this mess. The Braves fell to 8-8, but either the Dodgers or Giants are going to have to collapse, or the Reds or Pirates are going to have to collapse. That's going to have to happen if the Cubs are going to get an invitation to go any further. Expos, their path is clear. Let's see who the Expos still have to play. Yeah, it was a setback to lose interleague, but if you're going to lose a series, you want to lose the interleague one. The Expos finish against the Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers in a best-of-7 before the All-Star break. Royals are going to be tough. Frankly, the Royals are the team that needs to get hot. They're a good team, and they're struggling. They have Colorado, who's awful, and this Expo team who's stumbling, and then they have the White Sox before the All-Star break. So that's Kansas City's slate. And, by the way, the All-Star game is in Kansas City this year because that's where the 1973 All-Star game was. So there's that. Anyway, delaying the inevitable. Here it comes, folks. Break up your Chicago Cubs. They sweep. We have sweepage. They sweep the Expos 2 straight. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.